Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is Doug from News and Views by Doug. And I want to welcome you. It is Tuesday, May 5th, and we're getting conflicting reports coming around the world. Yesterday, Iran attacked the United Arab Emirates and apparently was attacking shipping and even the U.S. Navy in the Strait of Hormuz, Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, areas like that. So yesterday, U.S. Navy and U.S. Army helicopters destroyed between 6 to 7 Iranian boats. I'm sorry, missile boats. The Iranians are claiming that they were just passenger boats and that the United States killed at least 5 Iranian civilians. Okay, whatever. But the U.S. announced that there was still a truce ongoing. Now reports are coming out this morning that the UAE is still under attack by Iran, who's launching drones and missiles into Abu Dhabi and the rest of the UAE. So then it turns out we're getting reports that there's been some major explosions happening along the Iranian coast in their ports. And people are saying these are major explosions. So are we at a truce or not? My opinion, probably not. Then there was also a report that came out from the Iranian civilian government that the IRGC, the military regime, has basically disobeyed them, and they're the ones that have been firing the missiles. That it wasn't authorized by the politicians. Yeah, I can believe that. The IRGC is a bunch of maniacs. And are they listening to the civilian government anymore? It was reported a couple days ago that they weren't, that they had taken over. So that's what's going on in Iran, the Persian Gulf area today. We don't know how many people have been injured or killed, but apparently, again, there's been explosions all along the Iranian coast and their islands where they have ports where these missile boats are coming out. And then the U.S. Navy is also releasing information that 2 of our Aegis class destroyers they went through the Straits of Hormuz and they're escorting ships through the Strait of Hormuz. And I believe they said 2 ships have passed safely by. Don't know if our ships have been fired on. That information hasn't been released yet. Now, another part of my video is going to, or another part of this podcast, is going to be on California's politics. We have an election, primaries that are coming up in June, and our ballots were sent out. These are the mail-in ballots. Now, if you notice here, this is for the governor. And then right below it is for lieutenant governor. There is a total of 61 people listed on the mail-in ballot just for the governor of California. Now, 2 of them have already dropped out. One of them, Eric Swalwell, and another one was, I think, Betty Lee. They've already dropped out, but their names weren't taken off the list because it was too late. But here's 2 names that are interesting. The first one on the list is Living for God, first name, middle name, and country, last name DeMont. And his name's Living for God and Country DeMont. The second guy, interesting, is Barack D. Obama Shaw. This is a guy who legally changed his name to Barack Obama. It makes you wonder how many people are not going to see the Shah, and they're going to think that Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, is now running for governor of California, and how many people will vote for him. But I mean, literally, at some point, we had 61 people running for governor of California. That's ludicrous. I honestly believe the majority of these people just did it so they can get their name on the ballot, just so they have something to claim in their life. We all know there's only about 4, maybe 5 valid candidates that are running for governor. One of them is, Democratic billionaire Tom Sawyer, and he is going after his Democratic competitors. He's got, the negative commercials coming out. The other one is Xavier Becerra, who used to be the California Attorney General. Then he went to go work under Barack Obama. And this guy is now being investigated for fraud. He and his chief of staff. And the chief of staff, I think, has already pleaded guilty to fraud. Then we have an untested guy who's supposed to be a moderate Democrat. And last name's Mahan. He's out of San Jose. He's the mayor. And doesn't come across as a bad guy, just no experience in higher government. Then we have the 2 Republicans. We have Steve Hilton. This guy is not a Republican. He's the proverbial wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a journalist that used to work for one of the larger networks. He's English. Apparently became an American citizen, but his wife didn't. And he's been caught on video literally saying, "I'm a Democrat." He's not a Republican, folks. So all you Republicans out there, beware of what you might be voting in. There's also photos of him being real chummy with Gavin Newsom. Then the last one is Chad Bianco. He's running for governor. He's the sheriff of Riverside County. And I personally like what he has to say. So on the lieutenant governor front, we have, I think it's 16 people running for lieutenant governor. Now, the only one that I seem to like, and it's not the Republican's choice, but his name is David Kohlenberg. And I'd seen a lot of his videos on social media. He's a farmer in the Central Valley. And he was making these videos exposing how the state of California is taking water away from our farmers. Not letting them irrigate their fields, their crops. California feeds the world when it comes to agriculture and growing crops. And he was exposing the state because they want to keep water in the Sacramento Delta and other areas around the bay to save some fish. Now look, I'm kind of a tree hugger, but we need to feed humans before we feed the fish. So he's now running for lieutenant governor. He's an activist. He's a farmer. And I understand his plight, and I like what he's fighting for. So I'm not going to go into other offices or positions in California, but I personally like Chad Bianco and this farmer. So that's my opinion. What's yours? You take care, folks.